One last drink. The town of Arthur's Wake was dying. At least, that's what Jamie's dad always said. The man tended to wax philosophical when he was drunk, which was often. Jamie would silently sit at the dinner table and listen to the man ramble on about how things were different when he had grown up. How back then, an honest day's work actually got you something. Jamie's mother would sit quietly at the other end of the table from his father, saying nothing, gaze firmly fixed on an empty space 6 inches in front of her face, only stirring to refill plates or glasses, or to clear the dishes. Many days her unmoving hollow eyes were ringed with various shades of purple and yellow. On those they weren't, the bruises were simply hiding, concealing themselves in places less visible. Once last year his father had been in a particularly black drunk. Profits at the factory were down. Rumor had it that the foreman would be releasing a handful of workers by the end of the week, and Jamie's dad reckoned he might be one of them. Jamie had lain in the bedroom he shared with his brother, staring at the ceiling for as long as he was able, tears quietly streaming down his face, listening to the shouts through the thin walls, accompanied by heavy thumps and soft moans. Finally, unable to bear the sounds any more, he got out of bed and retrieved his Little League bat from where it rested in the corner. He made it to the door when he felt a small hand tug on his pajama sleeve. "Jamie, don't go, Jamie." "Shut up, Lester." "No, Jamie, don't leave me." "Get off." "Jamie, he'll hurt you." "Get off me. Go hide in the closet if you're scared." "No, no, no." Jamie pulled his sleeve from Lester's grip and gave him a slight shove, enough to knock him back into the bed. The little boy sat there, pitifully sobbing as Jamie slipped through the door. Noiselessly, he crept down the hallway towards the living room, holding the bat cocked the way his coach had taught. Jamie carefully poked his head around the corner, eyes growing wide at the scene that had unfolded before him. His father stood in the middle of the room, in a half-empty beer can in one hand and the belt in the other. His mother cowered in the far corner, hands held feebly in front of her, one eye already swollen shut. A red rage overtook Jamie, the emotion more powerful than anything he had felt in his young life. In that moment he made the decision to kill his father. He held his breath, stalking ever so closer as the man took a long pull from his drink. Whether he was warned by the slight widening of his wife's good eye, or through some devilish intuition, Jamie's father turned just as Jamie raised his weapon. Screaming in anger and frustration, Jamie swung as hard as he could, only to have the bat plucked from his hands as easily as a child pulling the wings off a fly. "You little shit!" The slap hit Jamie hard enough to see stars. His head snapped backwards. He stumbled against the wall. The next blow crashed to the air from his chest and crumbled to the ground, gasping for breath. "Think you're man enough to take a swing at me, huh?" Jamie tasted blood and heard a dull crack when his father kicked him in the ribs. He curled into a ball as the blows continued to fall. "See how you like the taste of your own medicine, boy." Jamie raised his arm to defend himself as the bat came down. Smashing against his forearm, he screamed as he felt the bone snap. "Don't, huh? We're just getting started." Jamie's eyes widened in terror as his father raised the bat above his head, ready to deliver a crushing blow. Suddenly his mother was there, pinning Jamie to the ground, shielding him over her own body. "Frank, you fucking animal, he's your son." "Get out of the way, whore. The boy's gotta learn." "You'll have to kill me first. Go ahead and do it. Then enjoy being locked up for the rest of your miserable life, you piece of shit. You think I won't?" "I know you won't. You don't have the balls." For a moment Jamie thought he would do it, the bat wavering ever so slightly as his father's eyes narrowed in a drunken rage. Then he lowered the bat and turned his back on the huddled pair. "Fucking bitch." He walked across the room to where the television blared loudly and dropped into the easy chair. Tossing the bat into the corner, his mother slowly got to her feet. "He needs to go to the hospital, Frank. Then fucking take him." She helped Jamie up. "Get to the car and lock yourself in, baby. I'll get your brother and meet you there." They drove to the hospital in silence, save for Lester's quiet sniffles from the back seat. Jamie's arm had been set and put in a cast. The break was clean, so the doctor assured them that it should heal without any issues. They'd also tightly wrapped his chest in medical tape, though fortunately his ribs were just cracked and bruised, not broken. Jamie lay lightly dozing in the hospital bed, Lester curled up under his unbroken arm, fast asleep, while his mother spoke softly to a woman in the hallway. They talked for a while, ever so often, shooting concerned glances at him through the doorway. Finally his mother came into the room and gently sat down next to him. "Who was that lady, Mom?" "No one, honey. She's just worried about how you got your injuries and how I got mine." "What'd you tell her?" "What I had to." Jamie grit his teeth in frustration. "Why do you stay with him, Mom? We could leave." His mother smiled sadly. "You'll understand someday. Now you have to promise me something, no matter what happens. Never try to do what you did again tonight." "But I mean it, Jamie. I would die if anything happened to you or your brother. I could take care of myself. You just have to trust me, baby." Lying there in the dark, feeling the slow rise and fall of his brother's chest, he softly snored beside him. Jamie lied to his mother for the first and only time of his life. "All right, Mom, I promise." The nurse came in and adjusted the knob on one of the tubes leading into his arm. Jamie felt his eyelids grow heavy as his mother stroked his forehead. "That's my brave boy, my brave, beautiful boy." Well, Jamie thought to himself as he drifted asleep, it might not really be a lie. I said I would try again. Next time, I just have to succeed. Jamie had slowly healed over the coming weeks. His arm itched under the cast, but the worst part was his cracked ribs ached constantly and sent sharp pains running through his side whenever he took a deep breath. One night he lay in his bed, fitfully trying to get comfortable, when a dark shape of his father loomed over him in the doorway. Terrified, he remained absolutely still, pretending to sleep. To his surprise, the man sat down next to him, quietly weeping. "Oh, my boy, I'm so sorry." He stayed there for several minutes, Jamie trying desperately not to gasp from the pain radiating from his ribs. "What the fuck do you think you're doing?" Jamie's mother stood in the doorway. No, you don't get to feel sorry for this. You don't get to touch him. Please, Mary, don't you fucking dare. You're not his father, not after what you did. If you touch either of them again for any reason, I'm leaving you, Frank, and I'm taking them with me. Now get out." Shoulders haunched, his father stumbled from the room, closing the door behind him. It was a long time before Jamie managed to fall asleep.